Okay, why wait? The hour being 6:59, right, Councilman? All right, I'll call this meeting to order. Since Core's standing up, he can lead us in the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I, of course, meant Mr. Core, pardon me. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Mayor,
Councilwoman Bushman.
I approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, moved by Councilman Bushman, second by Councilman Zimmerman. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. There's a person that's going to be here for the Gfwc Advocates for Children's Week. And I don't see them, so we'll wait. Okay. Which means we're not doing the recognition for Wyoming Teacher of the Year. There was a conflict. So let's have the Wyoming Waste update.
Well, good evening, Mayor and Council. It's been a while, but I appreciate you having me here tonight. I am Michelle Foote. I'm the site manager for Wyoming Waste. To go through our update for 2021 and I guess Q4 2020. To start with our recycling program, our commingled recycler program is still working very well. We are still transporting the material to a MRF in Salt Lake City. We continue to educate customers on the do's and don'ts. That's, I think, always going to be a continuing education prospect. But with that said, we do have a good product line going to the MRF, and waste management down there continues to accept the material happily and process material for us. Just as a side note, the recycle and yard waste calendars for 2022, again, will be mailed out in the January billing. They can also be found online at the beginning of January. For Wyoming Waste, we continue to make communications with our customers an important part of our business. We are actively using robocalls to inform customers of any delays. We also post to our Facebook page and the Wyoming Waste app. We do encourage all customers to download the app. Through this app, it will do a reminder for when your trash day is and when your recycle day is. It also gives you the ability to contact our customer service line via email, and we can handle any service issues that way. Anything from, missed service, and outlay, a broken cart, any of that information we can handle that way as well. Of course, we can always take a phone call, and there's no problem with that either. One of the newest features on the app, and we've been really trying to encourage customers to use it. They can actually appreciate their driver by clicking on an appreciate driver button. And so it gives them the opportunity, and we share all those appreciations with our employees so that they know what the residents have said or customers have said. On to scheduling. As some of you may be aware, and I'm sorry, this is the hard part. September 23rd, we lost a team member, Gabe Kellum. Gabe Kellum was our transfer station operator. He was with us for 2.5 years. So he started in mid 2018, right after we had gotten the Green River contract. With DEQ coming in to look at the transfer station, with even managers, my managers and Waste Connection people, the transfer station, they would always boast that it was the cleanest transfer station they had seen across the state. It's very well kept. And a lot of that was Gabe's doing. He definitely put into place a lot of the what we call hot zone plan, and kept that transfer station very nice and neat. With that said, this Saturday, October 23rd, we will be closing the transfer station early at 2 p.m. in order for our employees to attend gave Celebration of Life. And so that will, that has been notated on our website, also on our app, and we have notated it at the transfer station, and we're letting everybody know. So in other scheduling notes, as we approach the holiday season, just as a reminder of our schedule, Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, the 25th, the transfer station will be closed. Opening on Friday, the 26th for normal business hours. The Thursday and Friday residential and commercial customers will be delayed by one day. Thursday being picked up on Friday, and Friday's pickup being done on Saturday. For our Christmas and New Year's Day, both of those are on a Saturday this year. There will be no delay in service. We don't have any Saturday services, so again, no delay in services for Christmas Day and New Year's Day. The Friday of Christmas Eve and the Friday of New Year's Eve, we will be closing the transfer station at 1 p.m. as that is when the Sweetwater County Solid Waste District landfill will also close. The transfer station, of course, will be closed on Saturday of Christmas Day and New Year's Day, opening on the next business day, Tuesday, with normal business hours. We are running ads in the Green River Star the week of the holiday, and our holiday schedule will be included in our introductory message on our phones. And in addition, our app, website, and Facebook page will give the holiday schedule. Transfer station tonnage. Year to date, we have had 2,200 residents use the transfer station. This is down 52 residents from last year. 377 of those have disposed of 1,000 pounds or more, down 131 from 2020. 104 are at 1,800 pounds or more. And again, this is down 25 customers from last year of 2020. The average per resident is 559 pounds. Again, down 93 pounds from 2020. I think 2020 was a large year just because of the COVID per se shutdown. People were home, figuring that they had nothing better to do but clean out the attic. And so we had a lot of trash in 2020. It is a little bit down from our year of 2019 if we take the COVID year out of there. So we're still about at that same rate when it comes to the tonnages that we're seeing come into the transfer station. And finally, as we approach 2022, it is important to discuss the annual price increase. In using the CPI from the September 2020 to September 2021 for all urban customers as prepared by the United States Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPI parameter listed is 5.4%. In addition, Sweetwater County Solid Waste District number 1 increased its rates by 10% effective November 1st for all out of district waste. Wyoming Waste will only do one price increase, which will be effective January 1st. So therefore, the November 1st landfill increase, we're not giving an increase right away to the Green River customers. We're going to absorb that and then just make an increase the January 1st. So there's just one increase that goes through. The overall increase will affect the customers. It's going to be 6.6% for all commercial and residential customers. Again, this covers both the CPI and the landfill increase. And then as with last year, we will give notice to all customers. There will be a price increase effective January 1st. This message will appear on all invoices mailed in December. In addition to the hauling side for that increase, we're asking for the same PI to extend to the transfer station. This would increase the tonnage rate from $71.18 to $82.47 per ton. And of course, that comes into play with any commercial customers that may come to the transfer station. And then once residents at this point reach their 1,800 pounds, they will pay a minimum of $20 or the $82.47 per ton when, as they bring in their waste. It's kind of hard to bring in a ton at a time in just a residential pickup, but we have those rates in there for that. And that is all I had to share. I do have the email from the solid waste district and also a printout of the labor statistics. If any one of the council members or mayor would like to have those, I do have those available to hand out.
Well, I think we definitely need copies of it. And
Mhm.
we'll make copies for the individual councilman ourselves. We can do that.
Yeah, I have like 5 copies here
Okay.
that I can
Okay,
give out.
that'd
so.
be fine. So does anybody have any questions of Michelle? Go ahead, Councilman.
The office over on Blairtown Road.
Yes.
Is the front open? Or do you have anybody manning that, or is that still closed?
We have our CSRs in the office. The front office door is still closed. Just for protocol. At this point, we haven't been authorized from our corporate office to open that back up. We do have customers that come and they will give us a call, and if they need a receipt for a payment or something like that, we can still handle it that way for sure. We will meet them out in the parking lot and do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, thank you, Michelle.
All right, thank you.
So if you could just give those papers to,
There. Want me to walk them up?
so I'll wait then. Okay, okay. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm not sure if we have a Michelle to accept the proclamation and a Michelle to make a presentation or what the heck is. But we know there was a Michelle coming. So we're not 100%. So we'll wait on that still. So moving on, item 6 is citizen. We can take 30 seconds if you would like to make a break. You don't have to sit through the meeting. No, that's fine. We always do that. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jim. This one is also, okay. Okay, citizen requests and other communications. I don't see anybody, but is there any citizen in the audience? Well, there's not, because everybody's staff. So that one's done. Okay, item A, appointment of Tiffany Asher to the Green River Arts Council. Do we have a motion? All right, let me read this first. It's just very simple. The Green River Arts Council has recommended the appointment of Tiffany Asher to the Green River Arts Council for a 2-year term. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Councilwoman Bushman.
I move to confirm the mayor's appointment of Tiffany Asher to the Green River Arts Council for a 2-year term.
Second.
Who was that? Okay, it's been moved by Councilwoman Bushman, seconded by Councilman Kilpack. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Item B, appointment of Corel Salinas to the Green River Arts Council. Same situation, 2-year term. Somebody like to make a motion?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilman Jost.
I move to confirm the mayor's appointment of Coral J. Salinas to the Green River Arts Council for a 2-year term.
Second.
Okay, moved by Councilman Jost, seconded by Councilman Kilpack. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Resolutions, consideration of a budget resolution accepting CEFS grant funds from the Division of Criminal Investigation. We've talked about this at several meetings. This is just an accounting procedural, right, Chief?
Yes, it's just to fund the purchase of the radios pending reimbursement from the grant.
Right. So everybody's familiar with that, right? Okay, do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Councilman Kilpack.
I move to approve the budget resolution increasing the general fund budget for the Police Administration Division in the amount of $145,182.84 for the purchase of portable radios for the police department.
Second.
Okay. Was that you, Jim?
Yes.
It's been moved by Councilman Kilpack, seconded by Councilman Zimmerman. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. We'll move to the consent agenda. Councilman Zimmerman.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Zimmerman, seconded by Councilman Bushman. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. I'm going to read the proclamation. If somebody happens to come in at any time before we're adjourned, we'll take a picture. If not, we'll be adjourned, and it'll be the fastest meeting we've ever had. So this is GFWC Advocates for Children Week proclamation. So GFWC, whereas the General Federation of Women's Clubs, GFWC, is dedicated to strengthening communities and enhancing the lives of others through volunteer service. And whereas GFWC members have played an intricate role in advocating for the health and well-being of children since the early 1900s, with prominent club women such as Jane Addams and Julia Lathrop paving the way for the implementation of improved child labor juvenile court laws and respectively, whereas GFWC members actively educate, advocate, and engage in projects concerning the well-being of children via health, social, and safety programs by ensuring children are protected from harmful situations and encouraging healthy physical and emotional lifestyles. And whereas GFWC of Rock Springs, Wyoming works diligently to unite club members into a charitable organization of volunteers from the promotion of education, community service, and fellowship, leadership, and leadership development. And whereas during the fourth week of October, GFWC and its affiliated local clubs stand with parents, grandparents, educators, community leaders, and others in recognizing the important role children play in our lives and raising awareness about issues that directly impact the lives of children everywhere. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Pete Rest, Mayor of the City of Green River, do hereby proclaim the week of October 24th through October 30th as GFWC Advocates for Children's Week. And as I say, if somebody comes in, we'll present this proclamation to them. And if not, we'll call them up and we'll have a photo session for them so that they can get some publicity for their cause. Mr. Acting City Administrator.
I was going to say, I was going to try and keep it as short as the city attorney's report, but I'll be just a little bit longer. As y'all know, Reed's out of town traveling with the newly graduated Dr. Ann Clevenger and enjoying themselves. As far as I know, things have been quiet here, so I have nothing else to add.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. City pardon me, Mr. City Attorney.
I have no report tonight, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Gail. We're moving this good. And I did want to say too that both Robert and Mike apologize, but Robert's out of town and Mike has a maintenance situation at the mine, so they weren't able to come, but they did call me and made sure that we had everything covered. Councilman Zimmerman.
I have no report tonight. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Zimmerman. Councilwoman Bushman.
I know this is going to be shocking, but I don't have any
Oh my
report either.
goodness.
Well, in my defense, I was gone all last week, so
That's right.
I was
That's
out
right.
of state.
That's right. Educating yourself. Councilman Jost.
And I have no report also.
Oh, boy. Let's see. Councilman Kilpack.
I do have a report. And we've still got 15 or 20 minutes. What I'd like to, Chris Meeks, you might want to come forward. I spoke with the mayor and the council that are here tonight, and this year what we'd like to do is for the Christmas gift for the employees, instead of giving a gift card or money or whatever it is, we'd like to give the employees for the Christmas gift from the city council this year a floating holiday. And so we'd like to entertain that to you, Mayor, and give the employees a floating holiday this year. And the reason I have you come up, Chris, is I don't know exactly how we would deal with that with the part-time employees.
Councilman Kilpack, make one bit of a correction for you. We're going to do an employee appreciation event.
That's right.
Yeah, the Wyoming statute does not allow us to
Okay.
do the other item of question, but an employee appreciation deal. So in the past, part-time has participated in this same program, whether we've done the gift cards or we've done multiple things in the last 20 some odd years. Where there's been a scenario where sometimes if they were part-time, fully gainfully employed, we gave them the item. Or then we've done some stuff where they had to have worked more than 500 hours in a year. There's quite a few different scenarios that we've done. Like the longevity pay in that, it runs off of 500 hours a year and gainfully employed as of November 1st. Sometimes like last year when we did the gift certificates, it was just any part-time employee that was employed at the time of, I think we picked a November 1st date, to be truthful, because it coincided with longevity really well, the longevity pay. But we can add that in any way, whether it be an incentive works a little better to run it through payroll and get it onto the payroll for the employees as an incentive time. And that also will coincide with some of our incentive programs that we have in the city.
Would that be with the part-time?
Yes, part-time. That'll
Just the
actually flow a
part-time.
little better with part-time or
Okay.
full-time. It actually both can participate in that program.
Okay. So what we, as I talked to everyone that's here tonight, they were in favor of a floating holiday or whatever you called it,
Incentive time, sure.
an incentive time for one day. We would like to do that and then deal with part-time employees, how you suggested. we do
One
that.
question I might ask the council for a bit of consensus, since we'd be given 8 hours for the full-time, that's typically what we do is an 8-hour day off is kind of what Councilman Kilpack talked about. Part-time, how do we want to do that? Do you want to do 8 hours? Do you want to do 2 hours? Do you want to do 4 hours? Do you want to do some proration based off of their hours they've worked per the year?
I think that's the fairest. It should be prorated based on how much they've contributed,
Okay, we can.
right?
So,
Do you
I
guys
agree.
agree?
So
Okay,
we'll pick their hours worked in the year and do a proration based off a 2,080 hour work schedule. Does that sound reasonable?
it does.
Do you want a minimum threshold on that? There might be some employees that might have just started in, say, October. And do you want to say a minimum of an hour or minimum something like that?
Personally, I don't think yeah. Go ahead, Sherry, go ahead and
2 hours would be minimum.
So we'll do a
Okay.
minimum 2 hours and then prorate from there. We can take care of that.
Okay, so I just want to make sure, does everybody here agree?
I agree.
Okay. So it's unanimous, correct? And does anybody want to comment on that at all?
I have one last thing to say.
Go ahead,
And
Councilman.
that is, since it's not 7:30, no, just kidding. The reason that we're trying to do this early is to give the employees and the management the time to prepare, depending on what folks ask. If some of them want extra day on Christmas or New Year's or later in the year, that way you can prepare for it. And so that's why we've done it early. Plus, the mayor might not be here at the next meeting. We're hoping he is, but he might not.
Mayor and council will do our best. Payroll was this week, so we will do our best to have it on the next payroll for the employees.
Okay.
Good.
Mayor.
I guess I just had a quick.
Go
question.
ahead, George.
So that has to be used this budget year, or can it go clear through, or?
So the
How's that?
incentive time, what we'll do is the incentive time programs, it gets added to their accrual. And it's a carryover. They can use it at any time. But then if they leave employment, it's never paid out to them. So it is a benefit they have to use before they leave employment. Most employees use most of their incentive time in the fiscal year. There's a few that don't, but in general, if they say they leave employment and incentive time, it's never paid out to the employee, where floating holidays and some of the other mechanisms Councilman Kilpack and I talked about could be paid out. So this is a deal to where they do have to use it as a time off benefit, not as they don't get a pay on it.
Okay, Councilman Zimmerman.
What about the police that have a longer day than 8 hours?
Traditionally, we've always run on the 8 hours to keep it equal with everyone, that they got the same. If you'd like to change that, we may have to talk about some equity issues.
What are your thoughts, chief?
That's just kind of the nature of the beast of those 12-hour shifts, is that it doesn't necessarily fit in the same as the accruals as far as how much time you take off, but you have more days off to begin with. So it is still very fair just to do the 8 hours the same as other
Okay.
employees.
Thank you.
Okay, good question. Okay, anybody else? Okay, obviously, this is recognizing the employees for the great job they do, and that, and we have the best employees in the state, and we're just wanting to recognize that. And I compliment Councilman Kilpack for bringing this up and for the council for supporting it. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn, as I have nothing to say.
Mr. Mayor, I move we adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, moved by Councilman Joe, seconded by Councilman Kilpack. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 7:24. It might be a record, folks.